Good evening and welcome to Sunday Politics on Trust TV. I'm Shafiu Suleiman. Tonight, we turn to Kaduna, where the political contest for influence between Governor Uba Sani and his predecessor, Malam Nasir-El-Rufai, continues to intensify. Once close allies, the two are now locked in a struggle for supremacy, drawing crowds and trading barbs in a show of strength. Kaduna, often described as the political heartbeat of the North, recently played host to President Bola Tinubu on a state visit and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. While their visits were for different reasons, many see them as strategic moves ahead of the 2027 elections. So what does this rift between the governor and his former benefactor mean for governance in Kaduna? Are political maneuvers taking precedence over service delivery? And how are external actors exploiting the cracks for their own advantage? Joining me to discuss these questions is Honorable Muhammed Shehu, popularly known as Molash. He is the former Chief Press Secretary to Governor El-Rufai and now Chairman of Soba local government under the Uba Sani administration. It's good to see you once again.
Thank you very much, viewers and my good friend, Malan Shafiu.
Hi.
Yes.
Kaduna has been in the news, in the last couple of hours.
Yes.
For different reasons, but largely political.
Okay.
Current President Bola Tinubu was there, one for the wedding, relating to Senator Abdulaziz Yaris, as the son or daughter, I can't remember now. And then a visit to the widow of former President, late President Muhammad Buhari.
Yes.
And a couple of hours later, we've also seen former Vice President Atiku Abubakar visiting his now very close political ally, Madam Nasir-El-Rufai. What do you make up of these two visits? Let me get that. Let me start from that point.
Well, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you once again for having me, just within a time frame of just 2 weeks. Right. Well, Malaysia, as you are aware, we are fast approaching the political season. And, Kaduna being the center, being the nucleus of northern politics, that should not be unexpected. So it's a normal thing, the president was around, just to attend a wedding and to also pay a courtesy visit to the former First Lady. That's how I see it.
Right. One thing that, attracts attention of many, including political watchers,
yes,
was the desire or the move or the struggle, perhaps, to show some political relevance or support.
Yes.
I happen to be also in the state at the weekend.
Okay.
I've seen, the level of crowd pooling, so to speak.
Very good.
Quite a number of women, youths and so on the streets.
Yes.
Especially along the Eliakilu, way. Quite a number of women, with hijabs and all of that.
Yes.
I've seen also buses, that were used to mobilize from across local governments.
Okay.
Some are beginning to see some desperation in terms of showing political strength or support strength, so to speak. Why is this happening now?
Well, Malaysia, you have been in Kaduna long enough to know the pattern of the Kaduna politics. What you've seen just yesterday is just a tip of the iceberg. It's just a rehearsal of what is coming, in the coming days. It's a testament to Governor Ubasani's acceptance, wide acceptance across the states. Yes, you might say they were hired, but only a popular politician gets to rent a crowd. If you are not popular, believe me, bring billions.
Is it about popularity or the war chest?
Yes.
If you have the resources to pull the crowd?
These are well-wishers. For instance, let me give you an example to my local government. When politicians and other grassroots women heard about the coming of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they contacted me and indicated their willingness to pay their respect and solidarity to the person of Governor Uba Sani.
Sure.
And I provided vehicle for them. You understand? I didn't ask them. They reached out to me. And that's to show you that Governor Ubasani is really in touch, especially is really in touch with the rural
So you want to say that the crowd is organic, it is not artificial?
Oh yes. Oh yes. You've seen them. Some of them came on their own. You understand? Some of them came on their own, and they were happy to do it. They were not casual. They were not forced. They were not enticed. You understand? So I don't see anything differently from what has been happening.
Right, okay, let's look at the other visit of the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. He was also visiting his former political ally and current political ally as a result of the coalition movement now, Madam Nasreya. Of course, we'll get to listen to him, reason behind the visit and of course what he told former Vice President Atiku. But then, some would say this is expected.
Yes.
He was there to also show solidarity, against the attack, the recent attack on the El-Rufai, and the meeting, of the El-Rufai and his allies in Kaduna. But some would say it's also strategic, in a way, to show that, well, while you are, showing your face consistently and then trying to align with the northern politics, we are also here to also show our presence, that we're still here and we're not letting go. So let me get your perspective to that.
Well, Malam Shafiu, this should not be surprising to many of us, especially as the 2027 general elections approaches.
Yes.
But the fact remains that this coalition is dead on arrival.
In spite
Why
of
did I say that?
In spite of the momentum it is gathering.
Let me tell you something. No amount of propaganda, no amount of gimmicks, can correct the impression that the Nigerian masses have on those two political figures. Because some have been asking, what are they going to do differently? Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been Nigeria's vice president for quite a number of years, for close to 8 years. For 8 years. Malam El-Rufai has also been the governor for 8 straight unbroken years. Maybe it's time for us to, appraise, to assess what he did, so that to see whether what he's saying, can tally with what happened
in the past.
In the past.
Okay, we'll interrogate some of those issues, but then let's come back, to the main topic, the subject of concern, this feud between El-Rufai and current governor Uba Sani.
Yes.
It is surprising to see this fight early in the day, so to speak.
Yes.
Looking at the fact that these two political gladiators have worked together in the past.
Yes.
Yes, Uba Sani was at some point his aide or so, while he was Minister of FCT and so.
Yes.
They've been together for some time.
Yes.
Everyone knows the role Malam El-Rufai played in bringing the Ubasani administration. There's no contest about that. Even Ubasani himself has severally acknowledged the role played by El-Rufai in his ascension, if you like, to this current political currency. But there seems to be some shift in terms of allegiance in recent time.
Yes.
It is obvious. Malam Uba Sani was quoted to have said not long ago that El-Rufai is not his mentor. Yes, I mean, he has his mentors, the current president and later Gani Faimi and all of that. And then El-Rufai also reiterated, just yesterday or so, while showering and extolling the virtues of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. He said he is a Democrat, he is his mentor, he is, and so on and so forth. So it appears there is a shift in allegiance as a result of the recent realignments. Let us understand, give us the understanding of why this fight between El-Rufai and Uba Sani. The fact that you work with both of them.
Yes.
You are CPS, a former governor, you are now a commissioner under the current governor.
Chairman, sorry.
Okay. Chairman, yes. Soba
yes.
local government.
Yes.
Right.
Well, I really would like to correct an impression.
Okay.
You see, the relationship between Malam Nasir El-Rufai and his predecessor and his successor, Governor Uba Sani, is a symbiotic relationship.
Okay.
Both of them helped each other in the past, assisted each other in the past, but the point is, Malam Uba Sani, being a very humble personality, has really, he didn't really highlight or, Are you trying to take out or take away the mentor-mentee relationship? It is not like that. You understand? It is one thing for you to come out to say, I have helped Molash. But I can decide, the world should see, those around them knew who helped each other, who helped who. Okay. Let me give you an example. In 2017, I was one of the leading figures in the Kaduna Restoration Group, which I'm sure you are aware there.
A group that had a raging battle with the former government.
Exactly. I fought El-Rufai alongside Senator Hunkuyi, Senator Shehu Sani, Tijani Ramallah.
Was it at the point he appointed you CPS?
No. Okay. Let me come. So, that time, when we were fighting El-Rufai, it was almost like a unanimous decision by the political actors within the Kaduna's political space.
The so-called Kaduna Mafia.
No, yes. If you choose to name it that way, that El-Rufai should not come back, should not be given,
should not return
as the governor. Because Kaduna could not bear 4 more years of, intimidation, harassment, hardship, and all that.
Was it Kaduna or the political elite?
No, the Kaduna. Let me take you. Let me land. So at that time, El-Rufai was really being hit. I know, because it was like he has already started, packing his things. He has lost hope because like everywhere was hot for him. It was Malam Uba Sani as the then political advisor that reached out to me.
Okay.
He came to Abuja here with Malam Samaila Suleiman, who was a House of Reps member. Yes. They came to me. We met at Transcorp Hotel around 12 midnight. Malam Uba Sani pleaded with me.
Okay.
That was the first time we are having one-on-one. Of course, I know him way in the past, but that was the first time we're having, this one-on-one interaction with the man, Uba Sani. He came and he, expressed his gratitude for giving them that time. Because at that time I was like the unofficial spokesperson of the Restoration Group.
Yeah.
So I was a key figure.
Okay.
So he pleaded with me, he told me certain things, he gave me a background of their relationship with Mala Nasser El-Rufai, and still pleaded that we should join hands together in moving the state
for you
forward.
To jettison the restoration group.
This is what then
for the CPS
of course, no, not that. CPS was during Uba Sani's time. That was just I'm coming. So in fact, as a matter of fact, that was when I had a close, close contact with the personality of that man. The humility, the simplicity, this thing. He was very passionate about
the need for you to help,
for us to help, to come and join. Because governance is not about one person.
Right. But you didn't answer my question, actually.
I'm coming.
Right. Because
I'm just giving you the background. Yes, I'm giving you the background.
Right.
So from then, I reached out to other comrades. I pleaded with them that Governor Uba Sani's advisor on political matters has reached out to me, and Governor El-Rufai's political advisor has reached out to me, and he really pleaded that we should give him time, despite the challenges then. That it was during that time when over 25,000 teachers were sacked, thousands of monarchs were displaced. Small-scale business owners were displaced as well. So it was really a bad momentum then. Okay. So I really, but then we were thinking of rebuilding the state. And
so if I get your position,
yes.
I don't want to interrupt, but if I get your position, in summary,
yes.
It was El-Rufai that reached out to the restoration group for a ceasefire. Is that what you're saying?
True, Governor. It was solely Ubasani's effort. Left to El-Rufai's ego, I think we wouldn't have been reached. But I felt it was a call to duty.
Okay.
So I caved in. I was not even expecting appointment. Okay. But then Uba Sani pleaded with El-Rufai that he wants to work with me in his office.
Yeah, because when you said that the heat was too much for El-Rufai,
yes.
It was at the same time he was also, he was all out. He wasn't afraid of the gang up and all of that. We've seen what happened, for instance. He went after some of those, key figures in the restoration group. We've seen what happened to the Hunkui's resident and quite a number of issues.
Thank you for raising
the
that.
Attack in
NUJ Secretariat.
But that attack was also attributed, to the former political advisor in a way, that it wasn't the making of El-Rufai. He was not sort of a person that that aligned with political thuggery and all of that. What was the correct position?
But Mala Shafiu, El-Rufai was the chief security officer then. You understand? He could have, unravel those behind that dastardly act. I was there. We were attacked by thugs, machete, welding. You were also there. Thank you very much. I scaled the fence. I barely escaped.
Just like Shehu Sani also jumped the fence.
Yeah, so Shehu Sani jumped the fence. So this is why it is very contradictory when El-Rufai is now, petitioning the Police Service Commission, petitioning the IG, complaining that they are being intimidated. These thugs must have been their own. In fact, if you ask me, I believe that attack on the ADC, whatever, was state managed.
How can it be state managed?
Of course, we were attacked during this time too, and we don't know these thugs. They could have. Let me tell you something.
How can he, orchestrated an attack on his political group?
This coalition organizers can do anything to be in the news.
Anyway, you have to provide, proof to that for people to agree with you.
Yes.
But then let's look at other issues. We're talking about governance.
Yes.
Even though you are yet to give me, because that is what Nigerians are looking for, especially the people of Kaduna.
Yes.
What exactly is the reason behind this rift between El-Rufai and Uba Sani? Was it political? Was it financial? Or what exactly is the problem? Because we've seen what happened in other places,
yes.
like in Kano at some point between Ganduje and Konkoso was about alleged interference.
Yeah.
Like in Rivers and Pubara, is also said to be as a result of interference.
Yes.
We've been seeing, what is happening elsewhere, in other states and all of that. What was the reason behind the Kaduna fallout?
Well, Malan Shafiu, the rift is both political and financial,
okay,
as you rightly pointed out.
Let's get there. Yeah.
Okay. You see, Governor Uba Sani has distinguished himself. He has, avoided the confrontational style of his predecessor. He took a different approach to governance. From that, militarized approach, ego, very, to more calm and inclusive approach. There's this sense of belonging everywhere now. There's this feeling of...
Was El-Rufai annihilating anyone then? Apart from the...
Tell me, you're also a Kaduna boy. You're also a Kaduna boy. You're also a Kaduna boy. He was fighting from so many fronts. He was fighting Southern Kaduna, fighting the Zazzau Emirate Council, fighting everyone, fighting the monarchs, fighting teachers, fighting Kaswambarchi, market business women and men.
Was it not in the interest of the state?
Let me tell you something. The purpose of governance, is about the peace. It's about peace and stability of the electorates. You understand? Any policy that does not, take into cognizance of, the well-being of those you claim to rule is absolutely rubbish.
I say that the people of Kaduna then didn't have a good time. I mean, having El-Rufai as governor, because quite a number will say his effort towards restoring the dignity and, of course, the place of Kaduna in Nigeria's political and economic map, is something that should be appraised. I mean, should be cherished.
Mala Shafiu, we can spend the whole night if I try to, explain what Kaduna's people, went through during that time. But let's take one aspect, for example. For example, all these senseless and mindless demolitions that took place. Let me give you an example with one place in Zaria called...
Is it Tukur Tukur?
No, not Tukur Tukur. Graceland. The Graceland demolitions started when the aviation authorities, that's the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, wrote a petition to El-Rufai stating that they are in dispute with their neighbors then. Meanwhile, the neighbors, that's the inhabitants of the area, have took the matter to court. And the court ruled in their favor. But to the surprise of many, when they just sent a complaint, the next week, bulldozers were sent. Over 10 billion naira worth of properties were destroyed just to satisfy the ego of some people. And up to this moment, this is where I have problems with my colleagues in the fourth estate of the realm. They have failed to do their own investigations. Go and see the place. The place is still in ruins. The place is still a replica of a war-torn area. Yeah, up till now, it has not been utilized.
Okay, but you did mention that it was a legal matter. And of course, I knew, quite a number of other places that people had to take up, the legal battle.
Yes.
Like the Murtala Square, around the Murtala Square area, the land that belonged to the former hotel. I'm trying to get the hotel.
Kano Hotel?
Not Kano Hotel.
Okay.
This one that is close to the land belonging to the Abacha's family.
Okay. Doba
Hotel.
Yes.
It was later won by the lawyers. So if actually what El-Rufai did then wasn't the right thing, perhaps maybe the legal team may have taken it up. But then, let's stick to the issues.
Yes.
You're talking about the political aspect of reasons behind this rift.
Yes.
Yes, you talked about the different approaches. El-Rufai's approach was hostile, is that what you're saying? Uba Sani came with his own kind of style of, you call it inclusive also.
Yes, yes.
But then, each of them is also strategic in terms of what they are deploying, also to win the hearts of the people.
Yes.
We're beginning to see how they are trying to use that as a yardstick for, gaining political support and what
Yes.
have you. Talk to me about the financial aspect of it. Madam Nasser-El-Rufai was quoted as saying at some point that quite a amount of money that is accruing to the state in terms of revenue is being diverted. There were allegations of buying houses or building houses elsewhere, diversion and all of that. And again, there's also concern around sustainability of the Kaduna Restoration Project or the Kaduna Great Project of El-Rufai. There hasn't been much attention, to some of those legacy projects, so to speak. Some of them are still lying. You're talking about his fight with Kaswambarchi markets and all of that, businessmen and all of that.
Yes.
That market is yet to be completed. 2.5 years down the lane. What can you say substantially this administration has done in terms of, sustaining the momentum, in terms of that infrastructural drive, for instance?
Well, it seems you want me to go into areas that I've been avoiding. You see, there's this difference to, different approach to governance. Uba Sani is a realist.
Okay.
As opposed to the rhetorics, the propaganda we've seen during El-Rufai. Why am I saying this? Thank God that you made mention of revenue. There was this hype about, collecting millions of revenues during El-Rufai.
Was it
and
hype?
I can tell you, of course it was hype.
Because the figures were there.
Let me tell you
Over
something.
100 billion was being generated monthly.
I am a local government chairman, so I think I'm an authority to talk on this issue. You see, in the 1999 Constitution, specifically in the first paragraph of the fourth schedule, the local governments were mandated to collect taxes, market taxes, motor parks, tenement rates, and all that. But immediately El-Rufai came, he sponsored an executive bill called the Tax Modification and Consolidated Revenue Bill. Now, this is a bill that systematically allowed the state government to collect revenues on behalf of the local governments. Fraud number one. Fraud number two.
Anyway,
wait.
Yeah,
fraud number two.
Yeah. So to want
there's this cell of non-essential government houses by El-Rufai's administration. Of course, revenues were being realized from the sale of, non-essential houses and other government facilities. All of these are what made the
revenue,
much hyped revenue, higher revenue. But that's not realistic.
Why was it not realistic?
Of course it wasn't, because how can you collect revenue on behalf of the local government and claim you have much higher revenue now? Thank God Governor Uba Sani, Governor Uba Sani, during our last visit to the governor, we have complained bitterly to the governor, and the governor promised to reverse that law. So this is one area.
In other words, Uba Sani has also been implementing in the last 2.5 years.
No, it's not like that. He met it on ground. And this is a legislative issue. Governor Uba Sani doesn't have the powers to reverse it unless the House of Assembly, who enacted the law in the first place, reversed it. So he can only, we are hoping he will sponsor another executive bill, to see that this satanic bill or law is repealed.
And you think that will happen in an atmosphere where the local governments, including yours,
Yes.
are also complaining that resources accruing to local governments are not, getting to them directly as required by the current law, going by the Supreme Court judgment? How do you think, you would also sponsor a bill?
That issue is not really peculiar to Kaduna State alone. And for some reasons, there are constitutional lacuna, in that regard. But be that as it may, I can tell you confidently and categorically that Ubasani, local governments under Governor Ubasani are faring better.
How? When they don't have the resources you're talking about?
Of course, and let me tell you something. Muhammed Shehu, Rome was not built in a day, right? In fact, there's a clear improvement.
In what sense?
Clear improvement from what was being,
when local
allocated to local governments.
Execute even 500 million.
This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. We are getting there. But the fact that there's a clear departure from the past, especially during El-Rufai's regime, where, thank God, just a few days back, a local government chairman that served under El-Rufai told me that some of them were getting as low as 10 million naira monthly. That's after the payment of salaries.
But isn't that courtesy of the increase in revenue generation across the country? Now, states are getting triple or even fourth, four times higher what they were getting.
But then there's inflation. You say they say more problems. There's inflation. How much were you buying a bag of cement
government at the center is talking about celebrating, rolling out the drum, celebrating drop in inflation.
Let me tell you something. We're talking of Kaduna State.
Is it in isolation?
Yes, because ours is a peculiar case. We came in and met a financial obligation of over 5 billion naira every month. 5 billion naira every month is being deducted at source from Kaduna State government's treasury. And because of that loan obtained by Governor El-Rufai. So perhaps that the increment of the revenue, the statutory allocation from FAC was actually our savior. Because I don't know, we couldn't have been able to pay salaries.
Yeah. So now that you're getting almost triple of what was there before, what difference has that made in terms of real development? How does it translate to actual development at the grassroots, especially? I've seen how this current administration of Uba Sani is celebrating some will say petty projects.
That's not like, it's not petty.
And all of that. That ought to have been taken care of by local governments.
No, it's not like that. You see, there's a very harmonious relationship between the state government and local governments in Kaduna State. Sometimes, we do what we call joint projects.
So you're still
that joint project, of course, it is a constitutionally sanctioned account. We cannot run away from it.
So
but there's a distance. For instance, in my local government, let me tell you something. Ubasani has done to us what, if ordinarily, some of us were left to do it ourselves, we couldn't have done it. And we didn't get those projects in the last 10 years. For instance, there is this skills acquisition center built by Governor Ubasani in Soba local government. And I'm happy to inform you that that skills acquisition center is the first of its kind, not just in Nigeria, but in the whole of Africa.
What makes
it has the capacity, it has the capacity to, teach over 3,000 youths, in various skills, such as carpentry, welding, POP and all that. Every skill, you know. It is a project that is aimed at, you know, taking our teeming youths off the streets. And if you ask me, that is better than constructing flyovers or dual carriageway in Isa Keita, because this is what is going to give our teeming youths jobs. That's one aspect. Secondly, in my local government again, our general hospital has not been renovated in the past 20 years. Because we are saving money to build flyovers, we are saving money to build roads within the elite's space so that they will come. And some of us knew why those roads were being constructed. For instance, you've been to Isa Keita, you've been to Rabah Road. These were qualitative routes. There was no pothole, yet they were removed and contracts were awarded to construct another road again. Just to give an impression.
A much more quality road.
No, just to give, because Kaduna is the nexus of northern politics. So, you see, I told you, that period, that the El-Rufai's period, was marked by rhetorics and propaganda. So it is all part of the game plan.
Is that what you call rhetorics?
To give, yes.
Are the projects not there visible for everyone
They
to
were
see?
there, but they were meant to achieve a purpose.
What was the purpose? What was the purpose?
You really want to put words into my mouth.
No, not really. Because if you say it's for a purpose.
The purpose is what is happening now. You understand? Someone somewhere was trying to project himself as a reformer, as a performer, as someone capable of, you know.
Are you disputing the fact that he has transformed Kaduna in every ramification?
He has transformed a tiny...
Infrastructural-wise, policy-wise...
Wait.
Administrative-wise...
You are a journalist, Muhammed Shehu. Kaduna is made up of 23 local governments, 255 wards, over 10 million, you know, in population and all that. Please, can you, in all honesty, tell me that other sections of the state actually benefited from those programs? The whole money, the whole propaganda, the whole hype, media hype, was just around a corner. You know, a small space that's just within 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer radius.
But isn't that
now this is, look,
isn't that what you are projecting now as an achievement?
No. Thank God. Uba Sani's project is like MTN. It is everywhere you go.
What are those projects?
Of course it is everywhere.
Some say you cannot pinpoint at
I can't tell.
a 1 billion naira project.
I have told you that my local government,
you talk about
I gave you example. Yes, I gave you example with the construction of a skills acquisition center that is one of the best in Africa.
What's how many billion?
It's in billions. I don't have the statistics of it, but it's in billions. You need to, maybe I'll take you for a tour.
When you talk about propaganda,
yes.
You know, some will say, you know, they will see it, you know, coming from the opposite side. Because the same Uba Sani administration also being seen as an administration that thrive in propaganda. Just recently, remember, there has been videos, you know, that have been going viral in respect to, let's say, for instance, the Millennium Hospital.
Yes.
You know, how it was, I mean, some say the president was calmed, you know, he was taken there to launch the hospital when there was nothing in there, you know. Equipments were hired, nurses were hired. I don't know how true was that. And then even the recent plug of road construction also, there were also viral videos indicating how those machines, those tractors were moved shortly after the inauguration. Isn't that also what people see as a larger...
That's just the handiwork of mischief makers. But the real situation is that hospital, you know, was first began by His Excellency Governor Architect Namadi,
Sambu.
you know, and every other governor made investments, you know, towards commissioning the hospital. It wasn't until the coming of Governor Uba Sani that all the required equipments were bought, you know, and were purchased and installed there. The president was in town and he went around and saw a substantial, you know, amount of investments made in the hospital. And of course, it cannot, you know, the fact that there are some procedural, you know, to activate the hospital, but that does not mean it hasn't been done.
Why the rush now to launch it when it is not, you know, completed, so to speak?
Of course, it is completed. Have you been there before?
What about the equipment?
It is there.
Have not been provided.
Yeah, it is there. No. Please don't listen to the empty accusations by some low-level opposition figures.
When people are going there to take videos of the empty place.
It was just one person, you understand? And that person has also confessed that he was paid to do that. Let us gimmicks, please. Let's move over to another.
Right, okay, so let's allow Nigerians to come in, especially the people of Kaduna State. I would have loved to hear some of their comments and their takes on this conversation. The number to call will soon be on your screen, so join us. Let's get your thoughts on this, you know, as we discuss the raging political tension in Kaduna as a result of the deepening, you know, feud between former Governor El-Rufai and his successor Uba Sani, and how that is affecting governance in the state. Okay, before we get the calls coming in, let's look at, you know, a possible scenario of resolution of this crisis, for instance. Even though some say there are people, you know, conflict merchants, political conflict merchants, who wouldn't want to see an end to this conflict. Perhaps they are benefiting. So let me get to understand, you know, the fact, you talked about the fact that these two political gladiators have come a long way.
Yes.
Okay, I think we have a call. Let's listen to this and so that we can now move on. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay, I think we lost that call.
Hello.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Shehu.
Yes, who do we have on the line?
How's your day? I'm Abdulaziz Idris.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Dusa Alhaji here in Abuja.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, my contribution or whatever I want to say here is that this political fight between godfather and godson, or between mentee and mentor, it's something that has been in Africa's politics and Nigeria's politics for long. It happens in Kano during the Second Republic between him and Amin Kano. And even before Kaduna, here, just we are talking, we're talking about River State between Wike and Fubara. Now that is happening still in Kaduna here now. It's not something new. It is common in our politics in Africa. You help somebody or you lift him. At the end of the day, he betrayed you because of just political differences. It will become a tug of war. Or just overnight, you start harassing you, fighting you, and do all these kind of things. Yes, that's the way it is. But all with this, what I'm trying to say here is that the main importance was giving political dividends to the Kaduna people, Kaduna State people. It's more important than all this fight between El-Rufai and Uba Sani. It is of no use. Let them wait for the time for the electors to vote for who, either ADC or APC.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. I think you made the point. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, our caller is talking about governance. You know, they need to prioritize governance. It is not about, you know, the fight. It doesn't benefit anyone. The people of Kaduna need deliverables.
Oh, yes.
Right.
The point is...
Okay, we have another caller. Maybe we take this before you put them together. Hello, good evening.
Hello. Good evening, how are you?
I'm fine. Who do we have on the line? Hello? Okay. Simu lost that call.
That's okay. Yes.
Go ahead.
The whole fight,
Yeah.
the rift, as you call it, was orchestrated by El-Rufai's camp, as another way of distracting Governor Uba Sani, who started the fight.
How can you defend that? When the former governor should be interested in consolidating on what he has already achieved.
Who fired the first salvo? It was El-Rufai. Let me tell you something. If we're going to react in equal measure, the place will not contain us. All these inflammatory statements, divisive statements, they are getting jittery.
Who is getting jittery?
The El-Rufai's camp. They are getting jittery.
But they are not in power.
No. Despite planting landmines, they are surprised that Ubasani has overcome that.
That's a very strong one. We'll come to that for clarification, but I understand we have a caller.
Yes.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Seems we're having issues with the... Hello, good evening.
Good evening, please.
Yes, who do we have on the line?
Yes, this is Usman calling from New Millennium City, Kaduna.
Oh, great. Oh, maybe we start with the hospital. Is that what you're going to start with?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
You see, to start with, there would have been Uba Sani without El-Rufai. Just get that one. And what El-Rufai has done, he has actually transformed Kaduna State in all its ramifications. That's number one. Then go to that hospital now. In fact, I can say unequivocally that it's a scam. That there's nothing there. Go there and see it. You said the right thing. You hit the nail on the head by saying that things were hired just to showcase the Mr. President. Now, secondly, what of the security of that area? How secure is that? Who will go and stay there? Will you notice? Doctors go and stay in an unsecured place, not to talk of the patient. So now El-Rufai said that the present government paid bandits, negotiate with bandits to stop all this, and the bandits are just like old liberty, they're never satisfied. And what do you have now? Insecurity here and there. Your guest there is just sort of trying to project his principles in a good light. But we, the Kaduna electorate, we know the best. Let the time come.
Okay. All right. He will respond to that. And
Okay.
Yeah, very quickly.
Well, I really would like to respond to that.
Okay.
You see, if there's anything that former Governor El-Rufai has excelled in, it is his, mastery of optics and propaganda. It is very hard. No, yes, it is very hard. If you haven't been close to him, it is very hard to, understand what he has. This God has blessed him with that, ability to convince people. Even when some of us that have worked closely with him knew it was a ruse.
Why not bring the issues forth?
Wait. Let me come there. Let me tell you something. The last caller mentioned that there wouldn't have been El-Rufai, there wouldn't have been Uba Sani without El-Rufai. That's completely false. I have told you earlier on that the relationship between former Governor El-Rufai and Uba Sani was a symbiotic relationship. Let me wait. Uba Sani has had a foundation, has been a philanthropist within the last 20 years, and he has not been making noise about it.
And he tried severally to become senator.
What will I tell you? What will I tell you? That Uba Sani has been rich, he has been comfortable, he has been helping Malam. He has, in fact, I didn't want to say this on camera, but ask Malam's family. They will tell you that Uba Sani has helped them. In fact, Uba Sani has been the backbone of El-Rufai's administration all through. He was like the soul. I should have said I shouldn't have said this on camera, but Uba Sani was the sole, financier of APC's politics from 2015 to 2023. I stand to be corrected. I worked with him closely.
How does he finance
the overhead of Uba Sani as a political advisor was just 2 million. But Uba Sani was spending over 20 million naira in a month. Former Governor El-Rufai has said that to the hearing of many politicians.
Where did he get the money?
He was a businessman all through. Yes.
He's been financing it from
Yes, he has been financing it. Go and ask. Which that largely accounted for why we lost the presidential elections. Because, of course, said during my last interview, it was a referendum of, the inhuman policies that characterize the 8 years of El-Rufai. But Uba Sani eventually won because of his, philanthropic activities.
It wasn't the influence of El-Rufai?
Certainly no, because, of course, El-Rufai was the governor, and being his friend, he had no choice. I told you earlier on that El-Rufai didn't want Uba Sani to become...
Okay. I wish...
Yes, no, wait. I can't... Let me quickly. Yes, he didn't want him to become governor, but he had no choice. And even at that, El-Rufai did not spend a kobo for Uba Sani during the gubernatorial campaign. I was one of the directors there, and I know what Uba Sani went through. He was going all around looking for money. There was no contributions, substantial contributions from the state governor.
Right, okay. I wish we could go on, but I understand time is past spent. Thank you very much, Honorable Muhammed Shehu, talking about Mollash, Executive Chairman, Soba Local Government Council, Kaduna State, and of course a former CPS to Governor El-Rufai. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Yes.
And viewers, we also appreciate your input on the platform. And to our viewers, join us tomorrow. We'll be back with another interesting topic and personalities. Until then, on behalf of the team, I'm Shehu Suleiman. Many thanks for being a part of the show.